9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find. Find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all, we are all one, we are all one, we are all. Pick me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow. Superstar.
Hey everybody, how is it going today? We're having an afternoon live. Fortunately, Justin's live at the same time, but he's covering a different case because I guess there was a some kind of news conference or something for Matthew and Savannah. I'm not sure. Welcome everybody. Nicely done is today's wiener. It's been stuck at 111 in chat for a while now. Just switched to 122, but I've been seeing 111 everywhere, so just weird. Thank you, Suzanne. I'm getting there for sure. Getting there. Hey, Aurora and Cats. Miss Justice, Cool Gamer, Dina Lynn, Lori, Tennessee Blonde, and JC, I put my email, YouTubeziggy@outlook.com. If there's something that you're wanting to send me, I'll have my mail up and ready, so well, hopefully. Okay. I have a different internet than usual and than I've had for the previous couple years I've been on here, so I'm noticing it's not as good. But anyways, I was inspired to do this live about Shawn Williams and his possible connections because, well, yesterday I was watching Trev Time, and he was talking about okay, I got your email, I think. He was talking about she thinks he looks like Don. Oh, I see what you mean. Hold on. Sorry, somebody sent me some pictures. I see what you mean now. Anyways, I was watching Trevor and, already been kind of curious about this Shawn Williams, because of the nature of his crimes and the stuff he was into and how close he was to Beach Creek area, and also the supposed corruption possibly involved is concerning, considering we have been worried about that type of stuff with Summer Wells, right? So to have a case come along that pretty much really seems to fit a lot of the things that we're afraid that happened to Summer, So this is Darren from Bewitched. And I guess, so you think did Donna say are you saying you think that they look alike? Hold on. It's hard to, I don't have them side by side, but I guess they could kind of look alike. But there's a few others too that like really look like him too. So I think there's people who look more like that Darren surrounding the case, but I don't know. I mean, it is crazy. I was doing a reading last night, a tarot reading on my Empress Ziggy channel. Because I also read tarot and I try to like keep it separate from what I actually believe as fact. But I've done a lot of readings surrounding Summerwell's case and on a lot of different people and their possible involvement and stuff. And over again, I've gotten like, disappointing answers, or it didn't seem to be correct. But I was really getting that in my reading, I was getting that this is involved. In my reading, it was. I'm wondering. He also had a co-conspirator or somebody surrounding him named Alvaro. He looks Latin though, or Spanish, or somebody said Puerto Rican. I could see that if that's the picture. I'm not showing his picture yet. I have showed it, I think, before, but maybe for a second. But I'm not positive that's the right guy. I'm still trying to be for sure. But there's an Alvaro guy named in documents and stuff with Shawn Williams, closely associated with him, and he's a light-skinned guy. Some might think could be part black. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is just because of about, I don't know how long it was a year ago, we had that person who contacted me claiming to have a friend who was a lady of the night, or a former lady of the night, whose client was supposedly Dawn Wells. And then she told me all kinds of stuff about a supposed pimp / drug dealer that goes by Playboy, who she said was a tall, thin, light-skinned black guy. But she was thinking that he was older but looked younger. But this guy was used to lure girls. Allegedly. Oh, hey, Jaded. He does look like that guy at hotel. What kind at hotel? Yeah, I'm not really, I mean, I've been interested. I took it into consideration. I mean, of the Darren, this guy supposedly being whoever's the main facilitator of whatever happened this summer in Donna's reading, she was saying looked like Darren from Bewitched. But I mean, I don't really go out looking. Like, I don't know. I do believe parts. I do think parts of what Donna's. I think a lot of parts of Donna's story reading could be correct, unfortunately. But I don't really go out looking for people that look like Darren or anything. But if I notice it, I'm going to point it out. The corruption is scary. I know, confess, Candus, enough is enough. Somebody said in my comments yesterday on Empress Ziggy something that for some reason I had not even connected in my brain. And that is where I got the title of this live. Is Donna and Candus Wells' silence related to Shawn Williams' recent events and his arrest? So I was like, you know what? It does seem to correlate. It does seem when all the Shawn Williams stuff started happening that Dawn and Candus started pulling away more and more from YouTube. Am I just imagining that? I mean, I can't be, because somebody else like brought it up yesterday and I was like, you know what? You're right. Oh, I did ask him about Shawn. I'm emailing him. He doesn't have time on his phone right now to call. He's been trying. He's out on rec until another 40 minutes, but I don't have the money to add to his phone right now. And really, there's nothing. I mean, hold on. What picture was sent to me here? Oh. Is Candus still going in my room? I don't know. I think maybe, but I don't think she's like as. Hold on. One second. Somebody's wanting to put money on his phone. So he might end up calling, but he doesn't know Shawn. But he's like, he goes, I wouldn't be surprised. He said there's a lot of like shady stuff going on and corruption. So, okay. So Fred might call, but I don't know. I don't really have much to talk to him about right now, though. I feel bad. It's depressing to tell him like that we're still waiting on the rehab people, their acceptance letter and that date. I just feel bad to give him the bad news, which I've already kind of told him in email, but to try to slowly make him aware that, obviously I think he's aware now, because if he was going to be transferred, he would have been this week. It would have been done by now because it's Friday, obviously. Oh, Jessica, I'm sorry. Oh, here, we'll get this barker out of here because I'm sure that doesn't help. And he's not supposed to be in here anyways. That's the whole reason why I'm in here. To try to have a more peaceful stream. So you're sickly too? Oh my God. Yeah, I've been very sick also. Not very. I mean, I've been worse, but you're worried about Laura and Fred. I know. Laura is also not feeling good and depressed, of course. And let me see here. Okay. Seems like everybody has some sort of virus. I know, doesn't it? True. The last time I seen Can in chat was at Tracing Truth. How long ago was that? But they're not going on panels and stuff like they were, really, are they? They're kind of, I don't know. I just feel like a disconnect, like they're disconnected. Maybe I just don't really care what they have to say much anymore because, they're just going to lie. Oh, thank you, Paula Warwick. That was nice of you. Okay, got another email. Maybe they made a little collage thing for me. Oh, they did. I'm a psychic. I mean, psycho. I mean, no, psychic. One second. There's Fred. Shit, what should I do? All right.
This is a prepaid call from an inmate at the Hawkins County Jail. Your call has been accepted.
Hey, I'm live, okay? Just so you know, so people can hear you. But I wanted to let you know that somebody added money on your phone. I'm here live, and I was mentioning how you have been trying to call but don't have money on your phone, and then somebody just went and added it. Thought that was really nice of her.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you doing okay? You sound down. Are you depressed?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Oh, okay.
Just got out. You ready to go back up there in a few?
Yeah, I just didn't want to mute my live because, I didn't want them to just sit there or whatever. But I also didn't want to, ignore your phone call. We're talking about Shawn Williams, and everybody's kind of interested in your take on it anyways. But you don't even know who Shawn Williams is, right?
No, I don't.
Well, have you heard of it? You haven't heard of it?
No.
Of what happened with him? Oh, wow. Okay. He's a business owner who was supposedly involved in sexual assault of women and children, allegedly. And he's out of Johnson City. He has a concrete and glass company or something, and he got caught. I mean, I guess allegedly some Johnson City police officers were on his payroll that he was paying to keep quiet about his crimes. And he was recently caught, like, and it took the FBI and stuff because local police were, there was alleged corruption. And he was caught with $100,000 in cash and a lot of types of drugs that Don Wells likes. They're his favorites. So, and it's just, I mean, Johnson City, that's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
What, like 30 minutes or something?
Close to where Don was working too.
Close to what?
Where Don was working at that time.
Oh, yeah. And they're in the same type of business stuff. Like he's into, he would be also involved in remodeling homes, probably. That Shawn guy. So,
Most likely.
Let me see. Anybody have any quick questions for Fred while he's on the phone? So I did talk to Rehab and finally got a message back from him, but I'm waiting on trying to contact the place directly to hear back from him, like the actual Rehab. But the lady that is trying to get you into a place said that she is still waiting on the acceptance letter and bed date from the place. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, and I was talking about this yesterday on my live. How can they can't just hold you forever in there? It's your time's up.
Unless they make me spend rehab time in here.
Yeah, I mean, would it count? You'd get 2 for 1 in jail, wouldn't you? At rehab, it'd just be 1 for 1.
I don't know. Yeah, in here you don't. You get day for day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm not going to put out where he's going to rehab. Like, that's probably not a very good idea. Sorry, somebody was asking. Yeah. Have you ever heard of Andrew Hiltz? Did you know Andrew Hiltz? Who was he was Hunter's father who lives in New York. He's like a redhead dude, like.
Yeah, I've seen him on YouTube, but.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they was trying to get him back to New York and stuff.
That might be somebody else. Oh, get Hunter back to New York. Yeah, that's what he was doing, like at the beginning. Yeah. Have you ever seen any moving trucks around the Wells property? Like moving trucks like Penske or U-Haul?
No.
Okay.
Oh, they was just UPS trucks that was legit, FedEx trucks, but they wasn't on the Wells' property. They was in the holler.
Oh, on the day of Summer's.
I don't know about the day.
Oh, okay.
Missing, but they was in the holler.
Do you know who was with Marlena at the Wells house?
Her daughter.
Yeah. And she left like what? I think.
That's the same day some went missing, the 15th.
You think she left the same day, huh?
Yeah, that's what she told.
Oh, wow. See, I was always under the impression that she left a couple days before. And for some reason, her daughter was left there.
No, they had a big party and stuff there the night before Summer went missing.
The night before?
That's Wells.
Was it the night before or 2 nights before?
Yeah, the 14th.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, when you saw the people standing outside the HHR, were they dark-skinned people or just white people? Or could you tell?
I couldn't really tell. I could just tell that there was like 3 people outside of it. You know, it was at a distance. I couldn't tell if they was. I couldn't tell you if they was grown-ups, kids, or what. I could just see people standing out.
Some people are saying that they're praying for you and Laura, and you have a lot of support out here. Wait, you have. I think you're gonna be happy to see all the support you have, like once you finally get out, because it's a lot of people are becoming more aware of what's going on here.
Yeah, a lot of them understand for long.
Yeah. You sound down. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry, friend. I'm so sorry that this is taking.
You're fine.
Okay.
No.
You sound like you just seem kind of down or whatever. Maybe it's
I'm sick too.
Huh?
I'm sick as well.
Oh yeah, I know. Like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. Do you know? Did you see? Some people are saying that they think you're the only one telling the truth. Oh, Jody Sue still like. Oh my gosh, Jody Sue is like. She's gonna be having a heyday. She every time that
rocker, ain't she?
off a rocker.
Yeah.
Something. But she is like, holy crap, she's like, gets so triggered by you. It's so hilarious. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, I think.
Yeah, what? I know a lot.
Yeah. Have you ever met Andy's big? I don't think he has, but you haven't met Andy's boss before, have you?
No.
So somebody said Fred has said that plenty times before, a party on the night of the 14th. I thought that was when everyone on Ben Hill was trying to get rid of Dobbs that night. Maybe something happened that night. That was something that somebody said.
No, that didn't have nothing to do with Dobbs.
You don't think so? Well, they were so like worried about Dobbs for some reason. Nobody thinks Dobbs is involved, really. At least I don't, but some are.
No, he's involved.
Did you ever meet him?
No, I didn't met him or nothing.
Oh.
I seen him down there, but that was it. The evening before.
The lady that was in the car with Andy that day, was it his current wife? Karma, I don't think that there was somebody with Andy on Ben Hill Road that day. Was there? You didn't see anybody in his in the car with him.
No, he was by himself.
Yeah. The girl that you're thinking of is the one that was in the other vehicle that I think has been cleared as a family member of the Redmonds, right? Like, wasn't there a girl visiting from college or something?
That's what they said. Yeah, they had the car went in before Andy went in too. And it was a Mississippi tag on it.
Mississippi?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you. So now you know it was a Mississippi for sure?
I know, yeah. I know that all along.
Well, because at first you told me that it was an out-of-state tag and you couldn't remember. Maybe that was the first time I met you.
Yeah. Well, that was because I wasn't allowed to speak it.
Oh, you didn't want to say because people. Yeah, I noticed that. Like
that's because of the investigation.
Yeah, I noticed. I did notice that you were like. I did notice that like I mean, you never would lie. You just wouldn't tell me things. Like you would just not mention things.
There's some stuff I got, but it's been time now that things can come out, alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Everybody sing hi. Hi, Fred.
Yeah, things can come out.
What was that?
I said hi to them.
Oh, they hear you.
I said hi.
Yeah. Mississippi, huh?
It's about time for all this to be settled, really. I mean, everything comes back from everywhere, like we talked the other day.
Yeah.
Wait. I just can't wait till somebody gets her justice.
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
Right. We all can't wait till. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when they get an arrest? Holy crap. Would you want to go with?
No, it's going to be big.
Would you want to go with me? Like when the trial happens, which actually, I don't know if you'd be able to go with me because you'll probably be called to testify. So, but I was thinking huh?
I'll be there.
Yeah. You think you'll be summoned?
Oh, I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. I will be.
Oh, they've already told you will be?
Yeah, most likely.
Yep.
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
If you're wanting to call back, you can. If not, it's totally up to you. I know you. Huh?
But I didn't be signed statements and stuff. I already had to sign statements and stuff.
Right.
Saying that I would testify.
Right. Yeah, you've been completely transparent and vet girl, let me look. I'm trying to hurry before he gets cut off. Can you ask Fred if their garbage day was on Tuesdays?
Do what now?
Garbage day?
No.
There was no garbage. You guys don't get trash collection?
We used to get it, but they quit. They had.
Okay. So I already know the answer to that question. He got cut off. He might call back. They don't have trash collection out there currently. They have to take it in. They have to do buy those, or I don't know. That's what they used to do back in the day. Is have these little tags that you had to attach to your bags, and you had to pay or something per bag, or what's he going to be summoned on? Did I say that wrong? Summoned? Subpoenaed. Maybe I meant subpoenaed. I could have been use that word. I meant to be questioned, be summoned as a witness. Oh, here he is.
This is a prepaid call from an inmate at the Hawkins County Jail. Tennessee. Your call has been accepted.
Hey. So, yeah, no trash collection, was there?
Yeah, no, they want no trash coming in. I mean, people took trash out that day or nothing.
So, I mean,
they've been taking trash out for some time, now.
So, what do you have to do? You have to either burn your trash or take it somewhere, take it to a landfill. That's freaking.
They did have garbage people that come in our garbage truck, but they had quit for some time now.
Yeah. Did they quit before Summer went missing?
Yeah.
Right. What a hassle. That would suck to have to take your trash to No wonder you guys got in trouble for all that. Huh?
You had to haul it for 15 miles to the local dump.
Yeah,
That's the closest one.
What an inconvenience. Holy crap. So, do you feel that they look at you? Huh?
It was always a hassle because where the dumps was, there's no stores, no nothing. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Do you feel that? Do you feel that you're gonna be targeted due to speaking up? Like, are you afraid? People are wondering. Are you worried?
I'm not afraid. No, I'm not worried or afraid at all. But I will be targeted. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you deal?
Targeted a lot.
How do you deal with that? Like, how do you cope with that?
Just be ready to go when it's your time.
Oh, okay. So so you just want to be right with the Lord, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not scared of nobody or nothing. I mean, as long as you're right with the Lord and stuff, I mean, you shouldn't have to worry.
Exactly. You're such a good person, Fred. Okay, it says, another question says, do you feel like they look at you as a suspect?
No, never have.
You've never felt that?
No.
Do you feel like they look at Jody Sue as involved?
I better not answer that.
No comment, he says. Okay, well then you might say the same thing to the next question, but do you feel like they look at Andy as involved?
Yeah, there's several they're looking at involved right there.
He says you guys take that however you like.
Because I mean, that's what I was saying. I signed statements on them.
Yeah.
Because but they don't need to know that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they do know that. I mean, you're going. I mean, it's just how investigations go, and they have to get.
Yeah, they get tore up every time that I get talking.
Hey, let me read this post from this crazy lady named Lisa K. Roots. She has some. She for some reason just has to go against everything. She's not like really like normal in her brain, so don't take it like. But she says, I want to get your reaction. If I can, gosh, she posts way too much. First of all, she was giving you a hard time because you said you personally knew Rose Bly, which is not really what you said. You did say, what do you want to say about the Rose Bly thing and people who say that you're just lying or full of it about meeting, or what do you think? Do you think you met Rose, or?
Yeah, I know. I've seen her around.
You think you have? She went missing like over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, okay, so where is that? Where is her? I think Lisa must have deleted the post. Or wait, hold on. I'll check I have it on text. I have it on text. Okay. Well, it says, Has anyone else been puzzled over Fred stating that law enforcement showed him pictures stating, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Has anyone else been puzzled over Fred stating that law enforcement showed him pictures and had him identify Candus and Andy Bernard in them? Why Fred? Couldn't they find anyone who wasn't a criminal to do it? For that matter, wasn't law enforcement already, huh?
First of all, they asked everybody that lived on that road to identify every picture.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me. It was everybody that lived on that holler there, Ben Hill Road. They all had to identify pictures. Not just me.
Why do you think that they chose you to wear the wire?
Well, they had peace and trust.
Yeah.
You know, they have to believe in me, and somehow the law does have some belief in me, or they wouldn't have done it.
Do you know of a name named Joel? Edward and Dustin.
No, I don't.
Joel, Edward, or Dustin? None of those?
No.
What about Edward? Isn't Edward a name of, wasn't that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Edward Redmond. But I ain't never heard the name Joel.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to ask you because some name named Joel has been mentioned lately. But yeah, in Edward, which I knew there was an Edward Redmond that you've mentioned, that is also, you guys, supposedly friendly with Andy Bernard, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the residents at 125? So that'd be like Jody Sue, and them. Jody Sue and crew. Have you ever seen them walking their dog before Summer went missing?
Yeah.
So Jody Sue would walk her dog?
No, she wasn't. I mean,
Who?
I've seen them go and get it when it got loose and stuff, run away.
But you've never seen them actually take it for a walk?
No. And the dog that they had on leash the night Summer went missing, they had stole it.
They sold it?
We didn't know where it went. They had stole it.
Stole it?
Yeah.
From who?
Stole it from another resident on it.
Was it a husky?
David Bays.
David Bays?
No, it was a pit.
A pit bull, that brown one?
No, it was a black and white one. Female.
Oh, well, Jody Sue calls my dog, Athena, her grand pup. She thinks that her dog is the father of Athena.
No.
She said she had a husky or something.
No, the one that they're trying to call that say if the father of that dog was an English setter.
English setter.
Bird dog.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you're the, see, this is why God chose.
Athena actually come from Light Holler.
Why do you think she came from Light Holler?
Well, there's a group of pups that come from her.
Oh, well, this one, huh?
She's a mountain bias. One thing is.
A what? A mountain what?
Bias.
Vice?
Yeah, mountain bias.
What's that mean? Maybe somebody in the chat will tell me.
Breed of dog. That's a breed of dog.
Oh, okay.
People use them for stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, when I picked up Athena, Athena, I don't know if you've met Athena, have you? My dog Athena, Okay. Okay. I got her directly from the wells. You know that, right? I mean, from the property, like. And the mom dog was there, so and it looked like it was supposedly supposed to be Lucky or Yucky. I did see the mom dog there, but I don't know who knows who the father is, but
She is a full
Vice. Okay. Very smart dog, they say. Okay, that makes sense because Athena is very. Yeah. That makes sense.
There's like 7 different breeds that's in them dogs that makes them that,
Yeah.
They're really smart dogs.
Yeah, I call Athena the Ben Hill Brainiac. The Ben Hill Brainiac. Feel like I'm forgetting to ask you something. Somebody says, please tell Fred thank you for standing up for Summer when not one of the other adults surrounding her have, including her parents. Yes, thank you so much. Like, people, they're worried about your safety though. You're not worried. Yeah, they want to. They're all thanking you though. What were you guys say?
I've always had to watch my back all my life and stuff, not just because of the drug thing, because of the family and everything else. You know that. How my family and stuff is.
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It can hurt you quicker than a stranger would.
They love your accent. Fred is, or Dawn is the dad. No. Ew. So they're locking you down at like here in a few minutes, huh?
Yeah, he'll come in about a couple minutes, 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, they're saying.
They may leave us out to 3:30. I don't know.
They're all saying prayers for you. Do you know a guy that goes by the name of Pat W?
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
Did you say hack?
Pat. P like Pat W, like Pat as in Patrick, I guess.
Pat Wilcox.
Okay, who is he? Pat. What? I wonder why they're asking about that. I don't know who.
He's not involved. He's a dope dealer and stuff, but he's not involved.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, they say that we love you, Fred. Oh. They said I really like Fred. He's an honest guy. Yeah, they all say they're praying for you. And I think it's good to keep this.
Really.
Huh? Oh shit. What did he say? I missed it. He said something and I don't know if he'll call back sometime. They're going to be locked down any minute, so he might try. He sounded kind of down to me. Or maybe he was just being kind of different because, it's kind of awkward. Maybe he just felt awkward because I was live or something. But, I mean, I'm sure it is depressing, though. Like, he'll tell me he's okay just because he knows I will like kind of like worry. But there's nothing I can really do though. He is sick, that's right. Has anyone heard from Laura? Yeah. Oh yeah, I talk to Laura all the time. She hasn't been feeling well either, and has like health issues, and is definitely struggling. So thank you so much to you guys who have been reaching out to her too and helping her out, because I don't want us to forget about her either. All right, he's trying to call back.
This is a prepaid call. Your call has been accepted.
Okay, what were you saying? What were you saying? I got cut off, or I didn't really understand.
I'm not for sure what it was.
Yeah, who knows?
Probably honest, most honest person over there.
Right. In Beach Creek, right? Or in that.
I'm not lying to even cover my own ass. Why would I lie to cover somebody else's ass?
Right. Exactly. I've never heard you make excuses for anything that you've been charged with ever.
No.
I've never heard you like.
I do the crime.
Yeah, do the crime, do the time, I guess. But that's the risk that you have, I guess, dealing with that stuff. It can be easy money, but yeah, there's just so many people, and I don't know. There's just, hopefully you get out of that area and. Oh, they're saying I'm thankful. Yeah. Says I'm thankful for Fred and Laura. What was that?
It's just bad. I think I'll say it. There's a lot of bad memories and stuff I heard. There's a lot of bullshit that I've dealt with all my life,
Yeah.
When you grow up in a drug dealer family, it's just hard to. You just got to get away from your whole family, everything, to be able to survive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really, the problem with that area is that it's like a trap. You get stuck there. People get stuck there for generations and generations because there's no opportunities. And people have to resort to my stupid dogs.
Yeah, it's a lot of boredom and stuff. They resort to other things to make money too. Because it's a far to drive to make money.
Yeah. Yep. Wish my dog would stop barking. Yeah, it is. And so people, the easiest way to make money out there when you can't even get the internet or whatever is, people, you have land, people have land out there and privacy. Well, it seems like it, there's a lot of land to try to hide things. So people go out there and they make alcohol or they make their drugs and, because that's what they have. That's the resources they have. There's no resources out there.
No. Closest town's 15 miles right out.
Yeah. People are wondering, why isn't an attorney helping you get out? Do you have an attorney?
I got a piece of shit court appointed. That ain't worth a shit.
Yeah. Ask.
That is like if I could have took mine to the jury, they had to drop everything, but taking a risk here in Hawkins County with a court appointed, you just ain't.
Yeah.
That's why I went and took my plea.
Right.
I came past loopholes off.
Oh, you're
just having an attorney to present it like it needed to present. It's different, you know.
Yeah. Stop. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna grab one of the dogs. This is crazy. Hey, stop. Come on. Come on, Bandit. Come on. It's crazy. I can't even hear you. Like, and they're in another room. They're standing at the window, like barking. Yeah, you did have. There was a lot of loopholes in your case that you could have probably got out of it. But yeah, a public defender is going to probably have a close relationship to the judge and the prosecutors in that area because they work for the county just like he does, or the state just like he does.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if I had any kind of paid attorney, I could have got a lot of stuff done a lot different.
Right. I'm wondering.
The only way a public defender gets paid is if you take pleas. They get $3,500 a plea here.
Wow. So
that's what they work on. You did a plea out. They use a scare tactic and everything.
That shouldn't even be allowed for them to do. Like they should, it shouldn't even be an incentive because for somebody to, for that, I mean, that just opens up like all kinds of issues. Like if they're, paid.
Yeah, I mean, when they done away with the entrapment law in Tennessee too, it took and opened doors for a lot of crap to happen.
Yeah.
They can entrap you any which way they need to.
I don't even, you don't even have, would the public defender even still be over your case? I mean, since it's considered like. No?
No, not now. They'd have to reappoint me another one. Since I done took my plea and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So currently you really don't have an attorney.
No.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that's why it's good to put your story out here and have people hear what you're going through. Because, like, I mean, social media is very powerful. And there's I have all different kinds of people who watch my channel, all different professions. You never know who's watching, Fred. You never know. And that's why I'm putting it out because I feel like that's the safest way. It's been tough, like, to decide what would be the safest. Is it putting you in danger? Blah, blah, blah. But I feel like keeping your name and stuff up. Huh?
I said, don't worry about that.
Well,
I'm used to being in danger, huh?
Used to being in danger. Well, I think that's why God picked you for this. God, I think that's why God picked you for you to be the one that had to witness what you did, and because nobody else could have handled it.
I think there's a lot of sickness in life and stuff, and most people can't handle,
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I mean, I'm a walking blessing, really, to be honest about it. I shouldn't even be alive.
Yeah. Yeah, you've had several things happen where you brushes with death for sure.
Yeah.
But see, you don't know. Like, there could always be like a lawyer watching or somebody that might be able to help get things moving along or help you. But we didn't know like what to. It just sucked because. What did Fred witness? Why do you guys? What do you mean? Huh?
Do what?
Somebody was asking, what did Fred witness? I'm like, are you serious? It's like, what did he witness? He witnessed Andy on that road that day. That's what he witnessed, and Andy says he wasn't there. That's a big deal.
Yeah. But, I mean, a lot of stuff's on tape and stuff that they don't realize that has to be accounted for and witnessed and, you know, in court.
Somebody's asking does he have a release date? Why isn't he released watering? Why isn't he released waiting for a spot? It says, I don't know. That's the same question I have.
I have to be released directly to a rehab.
Wow. So then that means... Huh?
So, I mean, at the most I have to do is another 6 months in here, you know, because that would be my other split on the rehab part if they don't get me into rehab.
Oh, so this counts towards your 6 months that you have to do for rehab.
Yeah. I would think, you know.
I would think too. So I'm surprised that they don't give you an ankle monitor well, see, that takes a whole bunch of other things too. He'd have to make sure he has a place to go to with, you know, like out there on Ben Hill Road.
It's really expensive too.
Yeah. And I don't know if they would offer something like that out there on Ben Hill Road. And like, would it even be?
Probably not where there's some internet and stuff.
Yeah. And
it's such a dead about say they wasn't recommended out there. I don't know. But you still look at about $580 a month.
Right.
For the ankle bracelet is what it costs us.
Well, the rehab that I looked into that they have you going to, so you have to pay for that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what did you know how much? Huh?
It's $180 a week. $180 a week.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing. So, I mean, so what's it do? Come out of your check?
Yeah. It should, but they're supposed to have a grant. They're supposed to pay for it for like 2 months.
Okay.
This is what I'm told, you know.
Yeah, that's what somebody in the chat.
Pay for it for 2 months, and then I can work up to 30 hours a week too, so that would go towards it.
Okay.
And then my check.
Yeah. Somebody else said at the same time that you did that you get that you should get 3 months free, but you think it's 2 months. But so, I mean, so that probably is true.
2 months.
2 months?
Yeah, people told me 2 months, yeah.
Well, yeah, I noticed it was expensive. They also you had to pay like $500 down or something.
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
Did what?
Did you know it's like $500 down? I mean, don't worry about the money. We'll figure that out. That's not going to keep you going to rehab. Like, that's not going to hold you up, but.
Yeah. I'm not for sure what I got to pay down or whatever, but.
Yeah. Well, once we know if that was the case, if it was a money thing, like, I mean, I just wish we would know, because right now it's just kind of unknown. It says you should pay nothing down. Nothing down. Okay, well, I hope not. I hope you don't have to pay nothing down. That'd be.
Yeah.
They offer just one facility. Did they give you a choice between anything, or did they just say you're going to this certain one?
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
I just asked for not a religious rehab, you know.
Oh, okay.
It's the only thing I can, you know.
Why don't you like the religious ones?
And they work a lot different. They're just a lot more bull crap goes on there, you know, than regular ones.
Yeah, it's true.
You're not out bombs or a lot of stuff, you know. And when you work, you don't get paid for it or nothing. You work for free.
Yeah. Yep. I know, because I was in something like that back in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
So I know it was a religious based one, and it was you worked in the house like you did. It was just, they call it chores or whatever, but basically you ran their business for them, because it was just basically a business. Like, well, it was just, he was just cut off. But anyways, I doubt he'll try calling. I don't know if he'll try going back again, but shush, Pop. Need to go get me a drink. I do know that. Fred did a crime. He's doing time, and he's not giving any lip about it. Doing his time doesn't bother me. Oh, yeah, I know. Actually, Karma, I mean, I wouldn't say it in front of him because I don't want to, like, I mean, I'll tell him after, but I kind of want him in there. Like, well, I'm not in Hawkins, but I kind of want him. I don't know what I would rather. I don't want him out. I know that. Like, I don't want him out at Ben Hill Road. I just don't think it's a good idea with everything going on and the drugs and all that. There's just too many weird, crazy things that could happen in the meantime while waiting for the rehab. But also, I feel like it's dangerous for him to be in Hawkins County Jail, too, because of their crazy corruption shit going on, in my opinion. Hence, like, the title today about Shawn Williams. I'd rather him go to a rehab than just sit in jail for another 6 months, but I think he's correct that that's exactly what would happen. It sucks, though, for him, because back in the day, you could choose, like, to do rehab or jail time and get 2 for 1. So it would go twice as fast if you stayed in jail, but it's 10 times as suckier. But, you know, rehab, you get more privileges and, you know, get out a little bit more. Actually, I don't even know the place he's, I think, going is more, to me, reminds me more of a halfway house. Oh, yeah. See, that's why I'm saying that's the whole reason why I felt it was a good thing keeping this story out there, even with the risk that it brings, speaking on these things. Like, he's right. Just like he said. I said, why, you know, didn't you tell me about what was it? The name. He didn't mention. Oh, the plate. He told me he didn't remember what which should have made me, like, think, wait, you don't remember, because he has a really good memory. But it does make sense that he said that they told him not to mention, you know, what the out-of-state tags. Like, he just told me, or not to mention the state. He just told me the out-of-state tags. So now Mississippi, we have Mississippi in the mix. This is new information, supposedly, but we don't know this fact. We just have it from Fred. So Mississippi, who's in Mississippi? Who would be out in Mississippi? MISSI, SSI, PPI. Christian Rehab in Tennessee is free. Oh, really? The one I went to wasn't. Well, that's not true. It was. That's right. You had to work to be there, basically. Okay, yeah, that's how you work to be there. The others, you pay to be there. What, Bandit? Why are you whining? You bark too much. Press conference to. No one know what the friend of Allie died. She was in that interview with Chris. Oh, you mean Leslie? Just curious, with so many people that have passed away, like Jose, etc. Wasn't like supposedly like a heart attack or something? Something like that? There was 3 vehicles, Karma, not just. There was 3. Like he said, if you listen to Rewind, he said there was a vehicle that went in before Andy too, with Mississippi tags. The truck. Fred just emailed me. He said, hey, I'm getting ready to lock down, but I was saving me a call for tomorrow. He said, okay, tell everyone take care and I love them. Aww. So there was 3 vehicles that went back there. If you go listen to my first call, he's always said that. There was a truck, Andy, and then a car with a girl. A young girl. The young girl, I think you were thinking that they were in the same car as Andy. No, it was a separate car. There was 3 that went in. That's what brought his attention, made it so weird. When the first truck went in, Fred noticed, that it was odd because nobody goes back there. He didn't recognize the truck. Okay, but that was just one vehicle. And he also thought that the guy was like turning around back there. And Fred was waiting in his driveway for him to go back by, but he just sat out there and so Fred just pulled out of his driveway and left. And then as they were leaving, they passed Andy going in. And had to move over to let him in. And then there was a 3rd vehicle they saw. Oh, shh. That was after Andy, though, and it was a girl. That was the young girl. I'll have to ask him how he saw her, if that was like where he was when he saw her. I'm sure he said it before in places. Like, I do know. No. There's never been a girl in the car with him. Nope. And actually, it was a dark-haired girl that Fred said. He said really young, like she looked like she was like 18. It was a truck, that girl. It is a lot of traffic. That's why it was odd, and that's why he remembered it. And that's why he's not going to freaking forget which day it was. Because it was so odd. No, 3 cars don't go down freaking Ben Hill in a date. Well, that's not true. But I haven't even seen 3 vehicles like total on that road when I've been out there. All the times I've been out there. Yeah, I show. You mean the side by side? Is that the email you're talking about? Is the side by side? I can show that. Kathy, the friend, lived in Mississippi back in the early 2000s. In a dark car. I can't remember the color. The truck. It was a dark colored truck. The truck, I think. One of the 3 vehicles had all state tags, so it must have been the truck. I figured it was the girl because she was supposedly in from out of. But I guess she probably had that. She probably wouldn't change her. Never mind. Scratch that. I know his lips. The lips are like. Very similar. I do think he looks a lot like Dudley too, but. Right? Determined little pooch, right? I know. 1 second. I'm going to go get a drink. Okay. Eastman Kodak. Who? Shawn Williams? That'd be a good one to look into. What do you mean by Kodak, though? The Bernards wanted that property after they heard an outsider bought it. What? The reason why they were, according to Fred, upset about Dobbs purchasing the property, it had nothing to do with Summer, supposedly. Allegedly, it was, like people have said, that he had pot plants, and it was on basically the border or property line, Andy's property line, or these plants were kind of close to this land that Dobbs was purchasing, I guess. And yeah, I think that was the concern, is that, which Andy had to end up ripping up his plants anyways, is the rumor. Yeah, it's a Pomeranian. Is that a sody? I want a sody. It's a pop. going to be so crazy the day we wake up and hear there's been an arrest in this case or a breakthrough or something happening. Oh, yeah, I don't have any problem. I'm not, but it's illegal in Tennessee is the problem. I don't have any problem with weed. Are you kidding me? I don't have any problem with it. It's just it's illegal in Tennessee. They're very strict down there about that stuff. It's a Bible Belt, right? Or is Tennessee part of the Bible Belt? Right, Justin? I know. I was trying to ask Fred, like, if he was going to go with us as well to the courthouse. It's like, but wait, you'll probably be summoned or whatever is subpoenaed to be questioned. Fred will probably. Yeah, right now I have a Delta 8 vape in my hand. I wish it was it was the real thing. So I don't have any issue. It's just, I think that's what that whole thing was about. I know. That's how I am with Diet Coke, too. Actually, I'm drinking Diet Pepsi right this second because it was on sale for $10 for a freaking 24-pack. Jim is probably turning over in his grave right now. Because the Diet Coke was on supposed sale for $14 for a 24-pack. A year ago, you could always either get Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi for about $6.99 or $7.99 a 24-pack. You're right, there is some type of Eastman connection. I just didn't know what Kodak was. I didn't know the Eastman company was also it's called Eastman Kodak. So that's why it was confusing me. But yeah, you're right. There is supposed to be, according to Donna, some type of Eastman. Well, actually, I don't know if she said that it was Eastman connection or if what she was seeing, like, it seemed like it could be Eastman because Leslie, Jose, Ricky, Cotton, Earl Taylor, which may not be related at all, but we can't discount it. There's more too. What about that girl, Candus's friend, well, acquaintance or whatever she was, who stole a baby to save it, supposedly, and then ended up dead. $36 for $15. Is that for Diet Coke? Oh, Coke Zero. All right, Jam, of course. I am definitely not the person to debate or to go against THC. I actually think it's very, it's definitely much more beneficial, or not, I don't know, beneficial medically and just beneficial all around. And with the least amount of like negative side effects or consequences, like it has the least of any other like mood altering substance. Alcohol is like extremely dangerous, in my opinion. and it makes you feel like shit. It ruins families. I mean, I know weed does too. So I'm like, but the main reason I think that weed becomes a problem is because it's illegal. You know, some people are in a lot of states. Well, yeah. Have I seen? No, I haven't seen AB's plant, so I don't know we're just all going by hearsay and rumors and things that, yeah. I haven't seen them, no. Have you? I mean, is there pictures or something? Big Pharma prevents it. Of course, Big Pharma prevents it because, like, half the medications out there could be, like, discontinued by THC alone, probably. Because there's so many possibilities. But the only, well, I guess that's the same for any mood-altering substance. So say it has, like, once you start, if you use it every day, though, like, it doesn't, you don't get the same effects. $50 a month on Coke, I'm done with that. Gosh, I wish that was all I paid on Coke a month. It's ridiculous, actually, how much I pay. I know what you mean, Jackie. There is something about it that makes you feel with Delta 8 that you don't get with THC, that it can make it's usually a come and go feeling that makes you feel kind of like very uncomfortable and nauseous, but it goes away if you just like stick it through. But it's uncomfortable and you don't experience that with regular THC. So yeah, it is worrisome because anything that when you start altering things and from the pure form, it changes it. God made it the way it is for a reason. Right, Raybird? I'm glad my daughter doesn't. I totally encourage her water intake. Red Bull. Oh gosh, I mean, that's not much more expensive than pop now. If at all more expensive, actually. It's probably about the same now. Hash Buddha balls. I want some Buddha balls. Wait, what? Andy Bernard sent you pot plant seeds? Jeff, I don't know if that's what do you mean he has purple plants and kush plants? I got both seeds. Yeah, that is, I know, you're right. That's true, Jackie. Well, this isn't synthetic. It's not considered synthetic, I don't think, is it? Delta 8 is not considered synthetic because it's made actually from THC, but it's altered. So, that's how they get around the laws is the laws specifically mention a certain type, like, what is it, compound or malt? I don't know I don't know what it's all called, all that scientific crap. But they go and mess with it. I don't know how they freaking do that crap. Seems like, speaking of, like, it seems like crazy talk. Did you guys hear about this supposed story of giants? Did you guys hear about this story of giants in Miami, in the Miami Mall, supposedly? I need to find that. Let's get TikTok up here. I want to find that one. I mean, it's at first I was like, "Oh my god, are you serious?" But I was like, "Okay, yeah, this got to be bullshit." Miami Giants. Hold on, I'm logging into my account. Come on. I'm trying to find this specific TikTok right here. Have you guys heard of this? Wait, have you guys heard of this? Hold on, let me show you. At first, I had me like, "Oh my god, are you serious?" But there's got to be something.
Words that are about to come out of my mouth. Oh, silly me before we get started. Guys, Tiki Talk, this is purely for entertainment purposes only. We're just goofing around. All things stated here are purely speculation.
This is Auntie Colette.
You are going to want to see this because there is a very good chance, at least for the next few days, you will not see this anywhere else but right here. And if I'm being completely honest,
So this story has kind of been going around, but I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
I honestly cannot believe the words that are about to come out. What part of this story bugs me most? The fact that we actually now live in a world where something like this could happen. The fact that we actually live in a world where something like this could happen. But at this point, none of us will even be shocked. Or the fact that something like this could happen in our world and not a single news media has broken the story. Not at all. In fact, if you Google search it, it is quite a difficult find, which is all that much more suspicious with a story of this kind of size, this magnitude. And yet here we are. Hang on to your britches. It's going to get real. A couple of days in Miami, Florida, at a mall, the local police were dispatched to the mall for an argument, a fight that broke out between juveniles. Juveniles, they say, had sticks and fireworks. Oh my. But ultimately, the call, what they claim was the call, the reason for the police officers to arrive at the scene, was due to a fight that had broken out between juveniles who had sticks and fireworks. But Auntie, why do you care if that's on the news? That isn't a big deal. No, my friend, no, it's not. It is definitely not that big of a deal. I agree with you. And it is definitely, hands down, not a big enough deal for the local Miami Police Department to show up on the scene just like this. Right? That seems like a lot of officers to show up. But my friends, that is not anywhere near all that came. And once you understand and you hear the eyewitnesses' stories, I believe you will at that point understand a little bit better as to why so many police officers, probably 100, along with choppers, black choppers from the PD, patrolling the scene from above. And according to witnesses, eyewitnesses there, the Miami police was not dispatched there for a juvenile.
Funny you say that, Nunya. He is a cook. He actually does cook. He loves to cook, he says. But listen, you guys, listen to this story. This is unreal. I don't know.
A fight. And the obvious need for such an enormous police presence was far more sinister than what we've been told. As multiple witnesses claimed to have seen, I can't believe I'm going to say this, creatures that stood 8 to 10 feet tall, walking outside and even inside of the mall. And the pew-pews that were reported, and even the pew-pews you might hear in some of the videos, had nothing to do with the juvenile fight. According to these witnesses, it was actually the mall-goers shooting to protect themselves from these 8 to 10 foot tall creatures in self-defense.
Yeah, that's why I came around.
wait, it gets better. Along with the ridiculously high number of police officers that arrived on the scene and the helicopter flying above. Apparently, after this incident was phoned into the police, the Black PD helicopters were the only things flying that night in the Miami sky. As the Miami airport was shut down, still no flights going or coming at Miami International, only one PD helicopter patrolling the area. The absolute lack of this story anywhere is absolutely driving me mad. On my Google search, I found nothing. I found crickets. Ironic. Even my ex, not my ex, even X let me down. Well, my ex let me down too, but that's a whole nother story. As when I searched on X, this is what I found. No results for people shooting at Miami Mall, 8 to 9 feet tall creatures. Okay, valid. Let's remove the obvious. Do another search without the 8 to 9 foot tall creatures. Well, now that's suspicious. Still no results for Miami Mall shooting January 2024. Now that's very suspicious. Because judging by the size of the police presence, the helicopter, but wait, there's more. You would think even X would have one post about it, but nothing. Thank goodness for social media, though, because where would we be in situations like this when the media chooses not to report if we didn't have incredible people going to social media to post details about it themselves? Can someone confirm they've cut the police scanner? Check flight tracker. Doesn't look like any flights leaving or coming into MIA. You can see the helicopter doing loops. Yes, they cut the scanners. Multiple people claim they saw 8 to 10 foot tall aliens or very tall zombies, and it caused shoppers panic. There are now black helicopters flying and everything is blocked off. Power has also been cut in a few blocks and at the mall. So you're going to tell me that the police literally cut the public's access to the police scanners, all because some juveniles are fighting with sticks? Okay. And they're going to cut the power, not only to surrounding areas, but also the power to the mall itself. So much so that 61,290 homes are without power at that time. On Reddit, we found anyone following what happened in Miami last night, apparently mass sighting of 7 to 10 foot tall creatures. Flights halted, police radio cut off, and helicopters patrolling. So are you really telling me that they're hoping, they're praying that we are all going to just believe this? Miami police, a large fight broke out involving several juveniles, some of whom may have been armed with some kind of sticks. Police are still continuing their investigation at this time. Okay, you know who else is doing their investigation at this time? Me and the rest of the world. You cannot be serious when you tell me you're going to cut the power to the mall and multiple homes in Miami, shut down a whole airport, no planes in and no planes out, have hundreds of police officers storming the mall, rushing to the scene, and Black PD helicopters scouring and patrolling the area from above. All simply because of a juvenile fight where some of the juveniles were armed with some kind of sticks. No, sir, I kindly reject this. I do not believe this at all. So guys, I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Because to you, does this look like the type of police presence that would ever be warranted or required for a fight between juveniles with sticks?
What did you hear?
Gunshots.
Oh, that's what that was? I didn't hear that. I just heard screaming.
Yeah, no, that's why I came running.
So this supposedly was like, I mean, looks like Miami, but this was supposedly a couple nights ago, but I don't know. I haven't even checked into if I found any. It's too big for a body. She has fluffy hair. That's why.
So this story has kind of been going.
First things first, I'm the realist. No, I'm just kidding. Tiki Talk, this is purely for entertainment purposes only. All things stated here are, just speculation. We just goofing around, having a little bit of fun, a little new boot goofing. Let's go. I made a video a couple of days ago explaining the situation down in Miami. Yeah, where a bunch of juveniles started a fight and they were armed with sticks. I don't know what kind of sticks they had. They were apparently the rare kinds of sticks that would warrant hundreds and hundreds of police officers to rush to the scene, coupled with Black PD helicopters scouring the crime scene from above, cutting the power not only to the mall, but to 61,290 homes in the areas around, shutting down the Miami whole A airport. No planes in and no planes out. Oh, and also cutting the access to the public for the police scanners down there in Miami as well. That seems pretty drastic for a bunch of kids with sticks in a fight, especially when there were multiple eyewitnesses that claimed an entirely different story. A story that they had seen creatures 8 to 10 feet tall. Some described them as aliens, others described them as zombies. But thanks to a potential key eyewitness, we might just now have a clearer picture as to what these mysterious 8 to 10 foot tall
She
creatures
says
were.
1,000,000%.
That caused
Yes,
such a
I'm
mass
posting
panic,
video.
that caused thousands.
Now we got video proof of the 8 to 10 foot creature outside the mall. It was true. I don't know. I did see the video of this supposed creature, but you can't see. You can't really. That dog.
People are claiming that 10-foot-tall gray giants showed up at a mall in Miami, and that that's the real reason why over 100 cop cars showed up outside the mall. The official reason for why they showed up, they say, is because some 20 kids were fighting each other with sticks, but there are so many different people with different stories, so I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I did see something interesting. Now I'm starting to think that there actually were giants there, because this person right here is significantly taller than all the cop cars. Now today, this tweet is going viral because this guy is saying that the government is lying. He was at the mall and there were no kids fighting. Everyone started panicking because these gray creatures were walking around. They didn't make any noises, and they just stared and watched you move. And he said he tried to take a video, but he couldn't because, I don't know. I read more, and he said it was because of some kind of disturbance with all their technology that was going on there. The whole area around the mall got shut down. A bunch of the houses.
Yeah, it is a lot. I don't know. Somebody mentioned something about giants or whatever, and it got me wondering, or it got me thinking about this, that I had seen it earlier. Yeah, people have this video and say that's a giant, but I can't see anything. That these giants were just walking around, like just chilling, not saying anything, just a walking, just a hanging out. We're just gonna let this guy walk by, real slow, like. If I saw something like that, I would be like shooting it. Wouldn't you? Like, I mean, well, I guess, breaking news, guys, Moo says there are giants. They are just hiding them. They're hiding giants, says Moo. Quote, a quote from Moo. The government is hiding giants. This dog, man. Justin, come get this thing. Come on. We're getting you a new home. Come on. Supposedly there was some kind of giants or something in Miami, walking around. There was a disturbance there, allegedly. Well, I haven't even looked into myself, so I can't even say that there was even a police call. Like, I have not made any checked into this at all to see if there was even actually, because, people can go on and say, oh yeah, it's true. There was this large presence. This could be a video from who knows how long ago. It could be some other Miami. There's a lot of events. It's a pretty happening place. And, so who knows? This could have been something previous and somebody just reused the video. to cause some try to cause some like social media like stir or whatever. I don't know, but I would like to check to see if this video is actually legit, you know, and also want to see if the story, I haven't even been able to research if the story about kids fighting with sticks like is even true. I love Miami. Well, South Beach, Miami, but yes. So it must be true, Canadian Cookie. But we can still talk about, we don't have to talk about giants. I know we've lost some people since we talked about the giants. I find it interesting. I don't believe anything about it until I look into it myself. But look, yeah, here's this giant everybody's seeing. I don't know how they can tell that's a giant. Saying it's significantly taller. Shoot it. Shoot it. We want evidence. So they better be shopping for my birthday before the apocalypse, it says. So I don't know. I am curious how that story even started, how I even got, if the power was even cut out. Anybody from Miami can tell us, can corroborate any of this story about the power being shut off for a whole bunch of citizens there for a period of time? I mean, there would be, if something like that happened, there would be reports all over the world. I mean, or all over the United States, like people saying that there would be cameras. People would be taking, what they're trying to say is basically there was some kind of technology, like something that shut off all technology where people couldn't even take video. I don't know. I mean, I could kind of believe in aliens. I could believe in aliens because I figure if we're here living and talking right now, that, you know, it'd be pretty ignorant, I think, to think that there couldn't be other life out there that we don't know about. So I'm open to the idea, but this story of giants walking around the mall, just chilling and stuff, hanging out, and supposedly people find, I mean, it's too crazy. Yeah, and of course the electric goes out. See it with your own eyes. Yeah, something like that is. Somebody would have got something. Don was in Florida on his drywall stilts. Does he really walk? Do you use stilts for freaking? Do you? Well, I imagine you might. Does he? What? Learn something new every day. I didn't know people use stilts to drywall. I do believe we aren't the only ones in the universe. I think it's nearly impossible for us to be the only ones. Yes. You will get that News National Alert. Yeah, they're just, you know, but they're trying, these people are trying to pull a day and say, oh, it's being hidden from us. Like, they're able to hide something as big as that. Like, there wouldn't be, look how many people were out there in the cops. You don't think there would be even just because they're police officers and work for the government or the state doesn't mean they're not human. They're human still, and they're still going to be like, what the fuck is that? And want to record it. And want to show, like, oh my God, what? Seriously, they're not going to want to, I mean, not all those people are going to be, like, keeping a secret that big. Drywall stilts. They come in many heights, really? I would think that they would be adjustable. Wasn't there a whole Senate meeting on aliens last year? I guess there was something like that about. There was that thing too that happened in Midwest or over by like Las Vegas or something recently. The normal place that aliens are always seen, supposedly. Do they wobble? Like a wobble wobble? That's what that song Wobble Wobble is about. Didn't Fred say Remen's daughter was home from college? Uh-huh. Does she? But she was in a different vehicle, supposedly. But that's what I was wondering, too, is like if she was out of state at college or if she was a college local. And if she went to college out of state, would she change her driver's license plates? Or did she just leave them? I mean, I would have. I mean, I know you're supposed to change them, I think, but most people probably wouldn't. For something like that, just to go to college and where you're at. You're supposed to go by where you're at, I think, the majority, like 6 months or more of the year. They said chupacabra. Oh, instead of Bigfoot or whatever. Oh, and that lady, too, that we were watching, she starts bringing up the Bible and how, in the end days or whatever, I guess they're supposed to be giants. So that's why Mrs. Day says that stuff. I wonder if Daisy can tell us like where the world ends. Like how do we, if it's flat, like can you walk to the edge? And how do you know like you're at the edge, or how does that work? Can I jump off the earth? Can you actually jump off the earth? Will you go see if it can happen, if it's possible, and report back? If we don't ever hear from you again, we'll just assume that you jumped off the face of the earth. You keep your home state, but it might have changed. Yeah. Is it the same aliens Lori Vallow believes in? Oh, there's a wall. Oh, the walls in Antarctica. Shouldn't there be 4 walls? Daisy, what about the east and west walls? Because you do understand that it'd be like a square or a rectangle, right? Well, it wouldn't have to be a perfect square or rectangle or anything. But still, there would be walls at the east and west, too. Aliens block the border so you can't fall. Maybe the gate or the wall or whatever is that wall that Trump was talking about. That must be it. That one that I've never seen proof of. Well, I've seen supposed proof. The firmament is flat. My opinion, we are just a species of aliens or descendants of aliens. In the past, flying aliens would look like winged angels and gods. I can't believe I'm sorry that I got you guys all, I got off the topic. Because it is super important, like with Shawn Williams' situation, and I think it definitely needs to be looked into. It's very concerning. But I am glad because I don't think it's actually been proven, because he's just been charged. He's not convicted yet, so it's innocent until proven guilty, right? And I'm talking about Shawn Williams. But if it's true that there were some Johnson County officers on his pay, that he was paying to keep quiet, and there was supposedly nearly a dozen of them. Wasn't that what was said? Like, you kidding? If there's something like that is possible so close to Beach Creek, you don't think it wouldn't bleed over? I wonder if if there's been any resignations in Johnson City, or I've been if you should follow Trev Time too, because he talks about he brings out some, and shows stuff that he finds on it. He also does like FOIA requests, stuff like that I've never done. I'm supposed to get a freaking shit, I just remembered. I'm gonna try to get the will, Dawn's mom's will, like a copy of her will. I guess you can order those. Above the waters and House's own son. I know. He did. That's an absolute fact. Absolute fact. There's fact. Here's something we can call fact that absolutely did happen. Ronnie Lawson, when Brandon Lawson was kicked out of his house because CPS is like, he can't stay around these kids, he was forced to go live elsewhere, and the mom chose him over the daughter for a short time, allegedly. Thankfully, isn't no longer. But yes, Ronnie Lawson allowed his son, who was being charged and convicted because he knew he was going to take a plea because they were doing all this secret shit behind in the background. So Ronnie knew, because he was helping set up, helping like try to pull favors for his son. So he knew it was true, and he knew he was the sheriff of freaking Hawkins County was housing a soon-to-be convicted sexual predator. You've got to be kidding me. People should be outraged. That is the sheriff of the county. The person who runs the jail, who is head of the jail in Hawkins County. The one who is over Summerwell's case. Huge conflict of interest. But guess what? Ronnie Lawson didn't care. Because, I'm going to be retiring next year anyways. he should lose any type of benefits from his retirement. Seriously. He should be, it's not okay. He's supposed to work for the public, it's not supposed to be what's better for him and his son. You're supposed to, you take an oath. You swear and take an oath when you go into law enforcement. And he is violating the public trust and the law, in my opinion. I mean, from what it looks like to me. Was Dawn at work that day or not? Supposedly for at least a short time. Well, I'll tell you this. Yeah, I could say this at this point because probably, I don't know. Hopefully it's okay to say. Pruitt, and I know this for a fact. Don't ask how I know. Please, I can't tell. Pruitt believes an animal got Summer. From what I hear. Oh, an animal just drug Summer off. Our law enforcement, Pruitt, does not believe Dawn and Candus are involved. He thinks an animal freaking drug her off. I swear to God. It pisses me off so bad. But according to Fred, he said, Hawkins County isn't over it anyways. TBI is the one in charge. But that's what the local law enforcement, though, they're not doing anything. They think they really, if an animal got her, then why wouldn't there be any evidence? Pruitt said that on TV too. I was pissed. There would be. Yes, and that was in the beginning. He still believes that, guys, to this day. Well, up until somewhat recently, anyways, for sure. I saw that news clip where he was saying, suggesting maybe an animal got her. I saw that, but what I'm talking about is, is another source. More recently, he still believes that. He believes Summer was grabbed by an animal. Ask him. He might not admit it, but that's the word on the street. Why would he? That's so weird to me. There would have been remains, right? There would have been something. There would have been some kind of evidence, blood, something, right? Well, that's something I was supposed to keep quiet, guys, but it's sometimes past since so I'm hoping, and also I saw that news clip and you can see he definitely, from what I hear from very good sources, Pruitt has believed since the beginning and still believes that Summer was taken by an animal, and he absolutely does not believe the parents are involved. He thinks the parents are crazy and have issues, but he doesn't think they're involved in Summer's disappearance. I heard that more recently, the more recent time. That really discouraged me and made me want to quit, actually, for a second. But I would never quit on Summer. I wouldn't be able to, like, way too invested in just. But it's like, if we have our local law enforcement that are truly trying to get people to believe it was an animal, then are we ever going to get anywhere with this case? I know, right? Hey, Birdie. Yeah, I want to know if that's true too. Yeah, drag marks. There would be I mean, something like that. There would definitely be screaming. It wouldn't be one animalistic scream that Ronnie Lawson found unfounded, which, by the way, if you look up the word, that word is used by detectives, unfounded, when something is completely found irrelevant. Jody Sue's scream that she claimed was found unfounded by law enforcement. Probably because they found her full of shit, like the rest of us. But an animal taking Summer away would be more than one animalistic scream, if that scream was actually even legit, which I know it wasn't, in my opinion, but they were trying to make a narrative. They thought if they added that scream in, it wasn't even mentioned the first, like, it was, I remember, it was like a couple weeks after Summer went missing, the first time we even heard about a scream. And we're like, the parents didn't even mention it. They had been interviewed already. Dawn and Candus had already been interviewed. That interview that they did together, the famous first interview of Candus. From my recollection, Jody Sue didn't even come out with the scream. The scream thing didn't even happen until right after that interview. But yet, Dawn and Candus supposedly knew about the scream from the very beginning. But yet, they're not going to mention about a scream? I don't think they mentioned anything about a scream in that interview. I do know that, I remember, I mean, I know my memory is bad, but I remember because about the scream thing really bothered me when it was mentioned. I remember talking about on here a lot because it bothered me. I'm like, how is the scream going to be mentioned now? Like, days later, that's something you would know from, like, the jump. For Pete's sake, the scream was a shape and possibly a color. Yeah, you know what type of people talk like that in shapes and colors? Freaking psychos. People who are, you know, a lot of them institutionalized. Psychopaths, like people, that's something like a sociopath or psychopath. They're weird with their words, like Jody Sue. She's kind of like a little bit, in my opinion. got some tendencies. Yeah, why wouldn't they clear the parents then? Exactly. Let's not. Why not? What would you guys do if they came out and came out and said that parents aren't involved and Andy and Jody Sue were cleared and Fred and all of them? Would you believe it? I sure as hell wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. I'd have to see proof. If they showed proof, yes. But I'm not going to take law enforcement's word for that, for something like that. I have to have evidence now that with all this police corruption going on in that area. Yeah, there would be a scream. Adoptionscams.com. There would be one. It'd be more than one scream. And there'd be more than one person who heard the scream, or one supposed family. Pretty shitty, Jody Sue, for you to have your kids lie for you. Really disgusting. Choose a clothed child over a dog, though. Have an eagle taken over a child. Yeah, a whole eagle. An eagle's not gonna. You think a dog? I don't think an eagle could have taken her, because she's too heavy, right? I mean, come on. We're not right. Maybe Pruitt will say aliens now. People should be pestering the news about an update. Pester the news to pester, somebody. I don't even know. I'm not even sure really local law enforcement is even doing much at all anymore. Who was it, though, that said supposedly there was is there some kind of search? Why did somebody message me and tell me that there was some kind of search? Recently in the area. If it was an animal, she would have continued to scream. They would have the case closed and say the parents are being looked into for neglect. Mm-hmm. The obvious animal would have been mountain lion or bear, but it was daily. That's what I see. From what I hear is he's thinking like bear. And I'm like, okay, sure. A bear just grabbed Summer and just held her and carried her, and she didn't make a noise. She was just, I don't know. It's just concerning to me that East Tennessee's our law enforcement, seriously, I mean, that's where they're going. I mean, I don't know. Hey, Mimi of 6. Jackie named one of his dogs Green Eyes and Blue Eyes. Remember? Yep. Who are you calling Tiffy? I don't know if maybe you meant to put Ziggy. Do you know that Hunter said in a TikTok that Summer hit her head when she went underwater? I remember something being said like that, but I don't remember hearing him directly say it. Yeah, they probably run their cars the same way, Justin, like the Flintstones with their. Keslin Roberts missing since 2020. Her nickname is Butterfly. Jody Sue calls me Carla Barker? Can dogs pick up since if body's been in concrete for over a year? Gosh, I hope she's not in concrete. Animal didn't go in that house and take Summer. Yeah, but supposedly Summer, yeah, well, that's true. That's right. According to Candus, Candus walked into the house and just disappeared into thin air. Doesn't know where Candus went after that. She walked her the 10 feet to the house from the camper. And that's the last she saw of Summer. Sad, sad story, right, Candus? Just so horrible. How horrible that a bear broke into your place and took your daughter and carried her away without being detected. Candace was worried she'd catch a neglect charge. Yep. Yogi Bear. So we really need to be looking into the associate, like people finding, Justin, what was the name of Shawn Williams? Or maybe it wasn't you. Trev, I think was. Does anybody know the name of Shawn Williams' company again? Was it called Glass and Concrete or something? Glass and Cleaning, Glass and something? I swear I remember that name coming up when it was right before Jim passed away. And I was researching into the Lawson stuff, like with Brandon being arrested and all that stuff. And I was looking into like how everybody was connected because I was starting to wonder, oh no, like, is there law enforcement, like some kind of cover up? I started connecting Lawson to, I was trying to find out who the closest people to Lawson. And I swear there was a company that sounded just like that Glass, some type of business that was associated with. I just know that name's come up. Like when I heard Trev say it, I was like, oh my God, I know that name from somewhere. Something about glass. Wonder if Shawn knew Frank Light. Phyllis State. Heard about 3 days ago they were diving in a lake. Think it might have been on Shay's safe place, but yeah, that's what somebody was trying to say. Habits, what the fuck does Hawkins County do with Jody Sue's statements? Andy giving Candus drugs other than weed to sedate kids. Then she mumbles, I have receipts, so I'm sure police do too. Wow. I have receipts, so I'm sure the police do too. Really, Jody Sue? Why aren't you confident that they have the receipts? If you have them, why haven't you given them to law enforcement? Why does it take him to go marry another girl for you to get mad enough to out that and have to change, backpedal and change around your stories that you've told about the scream and about your feelings on Dawn and Candus and about everything? Dawn did say something like she'll never be found. Yeah, you're right. It does make you wonder if she... Or, yeah, Tucker Drywall. I think... Didn't Trev find some connection to Tucker Drywall and Shawn Williams? Or no, maybe he didn't say that. Maybe he said he was like, that Tucker probably has used Shawn Williams before, his company. No, he didn't do drywall, but he also they still worked on houses. Go, Ziggy, go! Your background checker got canceled due to another stupid creator. I can't afford it. Right. Hey, that happened to me too. Chromosome consequences. So I feel your pain there. Because I had locked in a cheaper price than they have it for now. And a lot cheaper. And yeah. When my account got deleted, I lost that. Yep, her mom and dad are the animals. That's right. Sure, they would have crossed paths at some point. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the person who just sent the cash app. The anonymous donor. But just checking something out. Yeah. Okay. I had it for $9.99. Yeah, that's what I had mine with. That's what mine was locked in too. $9.99. And then they canceled. And then yep. My account got canceled, and then now it's like 20 something a month, and I'm not going to pay that. I can't. Dudley thought it was possible that she's in cement. Yeah, wow. I wonder what how they can, if there's what they can do to, I'm sure they have their ways to search or to know if, I don't know. Is there a way when somebody's put in cement, you would think there would be indentations like where the body is, or they would have to really work at making it flat, wouldn't they? And it would look weird probably. I don't know. Why is Jody Sue still calling herself a cancer patient? Wasn't she successfully treated with the surgery? Thyroid cancer is very treatable and has a very high survival rate. I don't know. Does she still have cancer, guys? She was put in some construction site. Yeah. There's an X-ray machine that can be used on concrete, the same as ground. A carton of cigarettes. Can dogs pick up scent in the foundation of those houses Dawn was working on? Yeah, what are death boxes? That whole weird freaking thing. Freaky, creepy, satanic shit she's into. Death boxes. That doesn't sound satanic. I don't know what does. Her last life, she called herself a cancer patient. Well, you notice that she wears those her hospital bracelets for days and days and days. I know people like that do that. I've known people like that. Wow. There was an old business site being demolished and dug up for a new Walmart, and a skeleton was found that had been buried. Wow. WCIA. I'm trying to. I was on her radar for a while. She was not happy with me because there was. I can't remember what it was. I mean, she does have the wild theories and stuff like that, but there's a lot of. She's the one that will see things and take still shots of like or looking pictures for faces and stuff, like in the fire like pictures of them around a fire pit or something. They hid bodies in the cement all the time, and then they would just sell the houses and the bodies would be in the basement. Still think Candus has insight to her sister's disappearance too. Too coincidental. I just can't unthink it. It's getting about time for another one of Deception Detective's videos. Let me see. He was going to do a part 2. of yeah, he just went in the he did one about the Epstein stuff here recently. That stuff's interesting to me too. You know what? Speaking of Epstein, doesn't the whole thing going on with Shawn Williams in East Tennessee, corruption and everything, doesn't it kind of remind you of the Epstein thing, but at a smaller scale? In a way, I mean, it kind of does, like in a way, like, well, I don't know. Yeah, because he was paying people to shut people up too, and these were people. Basically, just the same thing on a smaller scale. Less suppose some less sophisticated people. There's been crooked cops and politicians since the very beginning, and yeah. Shawn Williams, the Epstein of East Tennessee. Yeah, and he tried to, unalive himself too, just like Epstein. Which some people believe that Epstein is actually not deceased, that he was if he was able to get away with what he has there was records from late 80s or something of that flight, and early 90s, definitely. Lolita Express. Speaking of, what other Lolita do we know? Pretty interesting. Two piece of shit people with the same name. Huh. Same name they picked for them. Their plain and for their online persona. And Lady CG picked Lolita for her online persona. Fish food. Yeah. Saying fish food is so weird to say. She's fish food. That is just horrible. Susan Morphy was not in concrete like she thought. She was in a shallow grave. Yeah, what's going on with that too? Any progress with that? As far as what's going to happen to Barry now? Do they think he was involved? Was there any evidence? I'm sure that they've sent in forensic evidence. I know, JGM, it's crazy. I know, right? It is. Yep, Kathy. What do you mean by poo-pooing? Y'all remember that 2x4 looking piece of... Yep. Look above it on the top of the wood. It's blacked out used with black eraser tool. Middle of milk blurred. I don't know what a black eraser tool is. Oh, you mean... Isn't that a video, though? Birdie? That picture came from a video, didn't it? So couldn't people just look at the video and let me look at something. Let's watch this from Evil Entered.
The world has been watching the Summerwells case. Missing June 15th, 2021, from Rogersville, Tennessee, in the Beach Creek area. In a world where evil entered, there are those who have taken up the mantle of guardianship. In a world where evil, we're going to start this video right here. Tennessee businessman suspected of recording essay of more than 50 women. He says he's innocent. One of Shawn Williams' thumb drives also allegedly contained more than 5,000 images of child feet. I'm going to read you this article. And then I'm going to show you some receipts. And this is why I believe, in my opinion, that he may be connected to the disappearance of Summer Moon Utah Wells. Prior to Williams' alleged escape attempt in June, lawyers representing the 10 Jane Does who have accused Williams of drugging and essaying them filed suit against the city and its officials.
I'm having a
From
hard
November 2019 to 2020.
I'm not sure why, but your mic, Evil Entered, is like going in and out. It sounds like.
Johnson City Police Department received at least 6 reports alleging Williams had attempted to drug and or essay women in his apartment in downtown Johnson City. Instead of arresting Williams, however, Johnson City Police Department officers treated Williams as though he were, in the words of Detective Thomas Clark, untouchable. The federal complaint alleges that between 2018 and 2021, Williams, a known drug dealer and convicted felon,
Yeah, it's choppy, unfortunately. Dang it.
You do what God called you to do. You show up. You put one foot in.
Williams, former owner of Glass and Concrete Contracting LLC. So Glass and Concrete Contracting LLC in Tennessee told Fox News Digital in written response from the Laurel County Jail that the thought of him drugging anyone was laughable, especially with half of the females in town trying to get into his notorious parties. Due to my luxury place and willingness to spend money on others, I became popular quickly. My reputation became someone with money that likes women and parties and people. Williams adding that anyone who came downtown Johnson City more than once was familiar with him or his parties. So Shawn Williams says, quote, anyone who came downtown Johnson City more than once was familiar with him or his parties. So with truth, bravery, and integrity, we're proud to serve as the state's lead law enforcement agency so that guilt shall not escape nor innocence suffer. that she and locals have always been aware of Williams and that we are slow to his case. Strange she never mentioned him. Oh, really? Judy Sue. Shawn Williams is your buddy? Interesting. I didn't know that Jody Sue admitted to knowing him. Or does she just know of him? How does she know of him, I wonder? But she was sold that drugs were involved. Yep, Mimi. Yeah, Juniper, I agree. He does sound like a narcissist, talking about the woman he gets and how he, yeah. Hey, BB. Do you not see that Judy Sue sent her son away when Summer went gone? Well, she didn't have to worry about him if he wasn't involved. Yep. Yeah, AB will be looking into the giant story. That's probably right. Okay, go ask him, small town girl. See if he'll respond. Ask he won't probably tell you his beliefs. Publicly. I mean, because, it's not really, law enforcement aren't really allowed to do that. Like their opinions. He went to Knoxville. Yeah, giants are in the Bible. That's why they were mentioning. That's it, but I wonder what she means. Locals were aware of Williams. She and locals. I'm kind of wondering if Fred does know who he is or know of him, but just is like, maybe if he sees him. I think I might have tried to send him a picture of him and that it got to, I think it might have there was a couple pictures I had sent that were like screenshots. And they were rejected by the jail. I'm thinking one of them was, it didn't show me which ones specifically were rejected, and I didn't even ask him. I didn't ask him in person about the picture. I don't think. I'm trying to remember if I did send him. I think I sent him Shawn Williams' picture and asked if he recognized him. But if I didn't, I need to at least try. But I don't know if you can. I don't know if that's allowed, because I have had some pictures and screenshots rejected by the jail. Candus said herself, Don goes to Johnson City for his habits as well, so the Williams guy has probably been to Ben Hill. I also remember Judy Sue was a stripper, so she probably got some of that. The thing is, like, for him to say something like that, like it's laughable. Like, that's why that's something, if you think about it, there's been big stars accused of drugging women. And they could get plenty of girls because of them being famous and having money. They wouldn't have to drug anybody either. But sometimes we don't understand exactly the mind of these people and why they do the things the way they do it. It has the whole drugging, and it's part of the fantasy, probably. It's probably something, I don't know. Hell, if I know why they would drug girls instead of sleeping with willing participants. What's an original stripper? Yeah, I guess she worked at a place called the Mousetrap in I think Johnson City. Didn't she? Wasn't it Johnson City? Where she worked? Now that I think of it. Rat trap. Rat trap. Mouse ear, yeah. Mouse ear, mouse trap, mouse ear. Yeah, that's right. Trap. What was it, Fred, that said Andy would drive Jody Sue around for house calls? No, I don't think so. Who was that said that, though? Or maybe it... No, I don't think it was... Was it Fred? I don't... Or what? It could have been Laura. You're sick too. Nicely done. Oh, yeah, I'm about to, I think, get off here and take a couple hour nap, and then... Because I've been sleeping a lot to try to sleep this off, but I have to do a reading for somebody this evening, so... But for those who don't know, I did do a reading on the Shawn Williams, a possible connection to Summer Wells case, and also his associate, the Alvaro guy. I did one on Empress Ziggy yesterday, and you guys might be very interested. I was really concerned about the cards I was getting. But it's just tarot, so, it's nothing solid proof to me, it's just not, but it is interesting. It really does. That's what I was getting in the reading. I was getting a connection. I was getting a big connection. Like he was, yeah. And also the other guy, Alvaro. My email is youtubeziggy@outlook.com. Aw. Thank you, Grace. Oh, thank you, Diana. Thanks, Meep. Catch you next time. You want a reading? Yeah, next time I'm live on Empress, just put your question in there like I do the free mini readings. Yeah, of course, people who donate get preference, but when I don't have anybody lined up I do the free mini readings. They're still pretty good. I mean, they get you the answer you need. Or the advice, I should say. But also, Rita, I have a website, empressziggy.com, you can go to too. And some people just like, or some people just email me and say they want a reading and just cash at me or whatever, and then we just arrange it. But you guys, I think, would be interested in watching it. But I'm going to go. I'll probably be on Empress Ziggy tonight. So we'll have to do another reading about, who was it? Somebody was saying that they mentioned somebody else earlier. Or something to look into. I pretty much looked into everything. All right, I've already, to me, it doesn't, it's, people want me always doing these Summer Wells readings, but like, I just know too much about the case. It's, how the hell did her clothes get in the memory box? A bear would leave her clothes, right? Shawn Williams Company, me too. Glass and Concrete Contracting LLC. Glass and Concrete Contracting. I know I need to go look through all my screenshots, especially when I was researching Ronnie Lawson and his son Brandon Lawson and all their weird connections, and looking into Byram Church and the owners of that, and then the business people that the stewards for somebody I brought was thinking. But you know, I could have completely, I mean, it makes more sense that somebody, unless the stewards are as wealthy as they could be. But I mean, now this is exactly the type of guy we were thinking could be involved. But people, I don't know. I don't know what to think. It's called the mouse's ear, but you like the, did I say mouse trap? Yeah, because I guess you're right, it was mouse's ear. I probably did say mouse trap. That's why somebody said rat trap, huh? Dirt. How long's Pruitt been in office, do you know? I haven't had much, like, I haven't had anything come up on Pruitt. But maybe that's because, yeah, I don't think Ronnie Lawson and Pruitt are particularly, like, real buddy, are they? I think he really, I'm more interested about, like, the district attorney, you know, bigger people a little bit higher up. Connected to Ronnie, like the ones that were signed and agreed to his son's plea deal, and said that whole shit. Oh my God, that pisses me off, guys. People should be really, really, really mad about that. It was totally not right. It's not okay that they hid that whole or a whole court trial or whatever you call it. Like the whole thing with Brandon Lawson, everything was done in one day. Public was not made aware. in advance of his court hearings, like they're supposed to be. Our legal system is supposed to be transparent for this exact type of reason. Because shady shit like this goes on when somebody's relative or buddy gets in trouble. Because this is exactly what happens. And people should be even more pissed that Ronnie Lawson was allowing his son to stay in his house while Ronnie Lawson was active as sheriff and still is. He was the sheriff and the one in charge of the jail, the warden or whatever. I think he's considered the warden, isn't he? Or whatever he's the head over the jail. The guy that everybody goes to, his son was having a sexual predator stay in his house and protecting him. Absolutely disgusting. That was Ronnie Lawson's granddaughter, by the way. Oh, it makes me so mad. I wish so much that girl, if she's of age, one of those girls, especially like maybe the friend, if she can get out of East Tennessee, if she's not in East Tennessee, when she turns 18, I hope to God she outs freaking, I hope to God she speaks out. Connected to the wells. I'm not sure about that, but well, people have always said this is so much bigger than what you could ever imagine. And I think it's starting to unravel right before us, guys. We're probably about to watch everybody go down one by one. A whole slew of them. I wonder if Shawn Williams will be the person in handcuffs that Donna spoke about, leading them to where Summer Wells is. I don't know. Oh yeah, the neighbor was so traumatized by hearing that scream. Was so traumatized. Yeah, so traumatized because she wants sympathy. Just like the same reason why she wears those hospital bracelets for days on end. His son got assault, not SA, as a child. They both wanted him to do time, but the judge gave him 1 year. His son got assault, not SA, a child. His son was originally charged with sexual assault. Or, what was it, rape? They lowered it to attempted. Attempted! Even though attempted doesn't even fit the crime. He didn't attempt shit. He actually went through with it. I don't know if I believe that Ronnie was like pushing to get him time and be, give him tough love. I don't fucking believe that. He let him stay at his house as the active sheriff. That is not okay. Sorry, I mean, I'm not mad at anybody in here. I'm mad at the corruption. That is a huge conflict of interest. It's crazy. I know, Beth. It's crazy to me. And the poor victims of Brandon, probably scared to death to speak on what they know. But anything, were coerced or, actually, I kind of know that to be true, in my opinion. Especially with one of the victims. Apples don't fall far from the tree. Well, supposedly TBI has taken over, but supposedly do you think that TBI, you guys really think TBI and stuff like watches all this stuff? Like, I don't know. I also wonder sometimes if they listen to me and Fred's calls. Like, I mean, I don't care if they do. I hope they do, actually. That's kind of why I hope they do. Because me and Fred talk about some very, like, we've done a lot of research, and he's also was one, that saw Andy on the road that day and has lived there for a long time in that area and knows a lot of people. Donna says the people with the money. Synthetic? Crystal, I don't know if it would be considered synthetic, because synthetic means handmade, or means man-made, right? And it's not supposed to be synthetic. It's supposed to come from THC, is what they say. That it's actually basically it comes from the hemp plant. Tough lifestyle, lasted himself going on behind the scenes. Exactly. Exactly. All right, kids. My daughter was just trying to come in here. So I'm going to go and see what's up with her. And what Crystal, AB, Andy, and A Balance? Right, Beth? At first I thought you were like this defending, I don't know, I must have misread your comment. I'm glad to know that you're essay on a child is prison time and no probation, and yeah. And that's exactly why they freaking changed. I promise you guys, what they did was absolutely illegal. You guys can, I know that they do pleas and they lower sentences. You cannot be charged for a crime you did not commit. He did not commit. Attempted. He actually committed. He did it. So why is he, that's like being charged for a DUI when you got possession. What the fuck? Or, I don't know if that's a good example, but it's, or good comparison, but it's like, it basically is attempted essay, attempted sexual assault. is attempted. It means it did not happen. He tried. But they want to be like, oh, well, but he has to be on the sex offender list the rest of his life. Yeah, where they don't even put that it was his victims were children. They don't even put it on there. Yes, exactly, Annie Dom. And that's another thing people should be, there is a thing called precedence. Is that the right word? Precedence? Let me look it up and see if precedence? No, that's not the right word I'm talking about. What's that word? When you can use a past case, it starts with a P. What's the word you can where you can reference a past trial? Let's say somebody gets arrested for the same exact crimes as Brandon Lawson. That can be referenced. Is it called a precedent? Did I use the right word? I was trying to second guess myself and think I used the wrong word. But okay. Yeah, and it's but that's exactly correct, Annie. So not only did he get a reduced or get a completely just absolutely ridiculous sentence and charged for crimes that wasn't even what he did. Now people who have similar situations as Brandon can be like, well, this guy, look what he got. His charges started as sexual assault, or it was also had aggravating circumstances too, because there was the power dynamic. He was her adopted dad, one of the victims. Ronnie Lawson's grandchild. So it aggravated the charges and made him a higher degree. It's just absolute, and it's just so I could go on and on. They lied. So I guarantee that started before the age of 14. I guarantee they changed around a whole bunch of shit to get Brandon out of trouble. Exactly. We should ask. That's what we need to do. We need to contact somebody. We need to get Smiley on it. That's who we need to get on it. We need Smiley to contact, let's see, who should she contact? Who would be the person to contact? Not harass the person, but simply ask, is it allowed? Is it illegal for a sheriff, an active sheriff of the county, to house? Well, he wouldn't have. The thing is, he wasn't considered a sexual predator at that time. He would. Is it? We'll have to ask if it's illegal for a sheriff to house a person who is being charged with sex crimes is I guess probably not. It's probably not illegal because innocent until proven guilty, but there's got to be some kind of protocols or something, some type of code of ethics or something there that was not abided by. I guarantee it. There is no way that would be okay. That's a definite, like, where is he living now? You tell you calm down. Where is he living? I think. Why do I want to say the house? Like he's in the house now, and that she and the wife, or soon to be ex-wife, is staying elsewhere. Because Ronnie Lawson knows he'd get shit if if Brandon was staying with him. Or he knows it's I'm sure he knows it's wrong or against the law, but I guess since he wasn't yet convicted, Ronnie Lawson found it A-okay as the active sheriff of the same county that Brandon was being charged in. The same county. It'd be a little bit different, but still not okay if Ronnie was the sheriff of a different county and his son was charged got in trouble in Hawkins, but then stayed at his dad's, who was a sheriff in Greene County or something. That's still wrong. But no, the same county Brandon Lawson was being charged was the same county his dad was the sheriff of, the active sheriff of, and was the same sheriff that he was staying with before being convicted. Oh, people should be so pissed, guys. This makes me so more mad than anything because it's such a slap in the face to the residents there, and it's just such a lack of, or just such a disgrace, or I don't even know how to word it. It's so wrong, like I can't even word it right. Like, it's beyond okay. Yes, karma. That's another thing. They don't list about it being children. There's a lot of things that they did. And it's absolutely, I hope these people are prepared to lose their reputation and their livelihoods for protecting Brandon Lawson because Ronnie Lawson asked them to. I hope they're prepared because we're fucking mad and we're not going to shut up. Oh yeah, I heard her Smiley talk to, yeah, but at that time it wasn't public knowledge. I mean, I knew, but was sworn to secrecy. And I did say it on here. I'd have to find it, but I said it like a little birdie told me that he could possibly be staying at his own father's house. So at that time that Smiley talked to the press, or whoever she talked to, it was not public knowledge about Brandon Lawson staying at Ronnie Lawson's house before he was convicted. And that just came out. That just came out with proof from Trev Time when he got the access to the documents. Yep, and Dom it is, and it's not okay. Yeah, guess what? That's why they changed it. They had to lower it all the way down to where they lower. They didn't even lower. It's not even a lowered sentence. It's a completely different crime he was charged with. Is what. Like sometimes, yes, they'll lower sentences. Like let's say you get you steal something that was actually, you get a felony theft. Yeah, sometimes they'll lower it to a misdemeanor if you take a plea to a misdemeanor theft, but it's still theft. You see what I mean? Attempted SA is not what he did, like in any stretch of the imagination. Like I don't even understand how so many people turned a blind eye to this. Yeah, and it only came out to the public because Trev put out the document. And I was like, you know what? He's absolutely right, because I was told when it was happening. It was right around the time that Jim passed and stuff. And yeah, I knew it was something very top secret. I had just, yeah. Anyways, guys. Yeah, because they're trying to cover up something. Right, Beth? Well, it's not his real biological granddaughter. It's not his blood granddaughter. It's probably an excuse he'd give. But Brandon Lawson adopted her at like 2 years old. So not Ronnie's blood granddaughter, but she is the daughter of Brandon Lawson's wife and was 2 years old when he adopted her. I believe it was. Yeah, you wouldn't call murder attempted murder. Good point. Thank you. Good example. Could you that's a very good example, actually. Perfect. Wouldn't you guys be pissed if let's say trying to think of an example of a case. There's tons. There's many examples. I mean, obviously, but I don't know why I'm not thinking of a perfect example here. But wouldn't you be pissed if somebody killed their, I don't know, killed their mother, their child, whoever, and then it gets lowered to attempted murder? What? See, that's a perfect example. That doesn't happen. Murder does not get brought down to attempted murder. Just like freaking sexual assault doesn't get brought down to attempted. Oh, thank you for bringing that example up. Pisses me off even fucking more. If Chris was charged with attempted murder, Chris Watts. You mean like Chris Watts? Yeah, Chris Watts took a plea to attempted murder. What? Because this is how they're confusing everybody. People are not understanding because they think, oh, he took a plea and that's why he got a reduced charge. That is not how it works. You can't, yes, it works like that, but there's a little detail that people don't see. You can't get charged for a crime. You can't get murder somebody and then get charged with attempted murder. Okay? This just does not happen. It's not what a plea deal is. Like, yes, you can get they'll lower it to, like, they have degrees of murders. 1st degree, 2nd degree. They'll lower the degree. They don't go all the way down to attempted and erase the crime. Travel time video. Crime against a child from, right? Because it's an aggravated offense. Since he was there's a mandatory sentence that he did not get. Absolute bullshit. And I hope to God he's scared that they're going to come back and get him somehow and put him in jail somehow. I don't know how you can do that or how he could be retried, but this is absolutely not okay. Oh, it makes me so mad. I don't know why he just, that's just such a disrespect. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm just going to keep going on and on about this and how messed up it is. I think you guys get it. Yep. All right, guys, talk to you later.